Hi, my name is Sarah Canney, and I am an avid snowshoe runner. And today I am going to give you a crash course in snowshoe running so you can get out on the snow this winter. We're going to talk about what gear you need, what to expect out on the run, how to dress for snowshoe running, and where to find your next race. So let's start with gear. If I'm being totally honest, you can actually run in any kind of snowshoe. It's not going to be easy or fast, but it's a good way to test it out. In fact, I did my first snowshoe running in this pair of trekking snowshoes. I already own these, and it gave me a chance to get out on the snow and test it out. Now, these are way bigger than a running snowshoe would typically be, but it gave me a good taste of what it might be like to run in snowshoes. But let's be realistic. If you want to go snowshoe running, you definitely want running snowshoes. According to the U.S. Snowshoe Running Association and the World Snowshoe Federation, the legal size for a pair of running snowshoes is no less than 7 inches wide and 20 inches long. Now, you can get running snowshoes from a number of manufacturers, but my favorite are the Dion snowshoes, which are made in Vermont. They are a great lightweight all-around snowshoe. A pair of running snowshoes is going to cost you anywhere from $200 to $250. And if you're not sure you want to make that investment yet, you could try borrowing a pair from a friend who has some, or sometimes races will have rentals that you can use the day of the race. Or you could always try to find a used pair of a similar size, either at your local ski and skate sale or online. So pro tip, before you head out on your snowshoe run, leave your snowshoes outside so that the metal becomes the same temperature as the outside temperature. This will keep the snow from clumping up on both the cleat and the frame. As far as footwear goes, you can wear any type of trail or road shoe. You could even wear a pair of racing flats if you want to go as lightweight as possible. You could also go for a pair of waterproof trail shoes, which will keep your feet a little bit drier and warmer when you're out on the trail. And if you don't have a pair of waterproof shoes, you could always take an old pair of running shoes and a roll of duct tape and go ahead and tape all over the mesh to keep your feet dry and warm when you're out on the snowshoes. You can also use gaiters to help keep snow out of the inside of your shoe. Although you get so wet when you're out running, gaiters tend not to make much of a difference. So let's talk about what to expect from snowshoe running. So snowshoe running is hard, but it's also a great way to build leg strength and cardiovascular endurance in the winter, when road conditions tend to be a little dicey. They might be slushy and icy, and you might not be able to get out there for your normal workout. You can take your workout out on the trail in snowshoes and expect to have a great hard effort. So as I mentioned before, you can definitely plan on getting wet, especially if the conditions are fresh powder. You tend to kick up a lot of snow, and all that snow tends to go all up and down your back, all over your legs. And obviously, if the snow is deep, you're getting snow in your shoes and all over your socks. You can expect a more exaggerated stride depending on the snow conditions, and also your effort is going to feel quite a bit harder. You might be going a pace that would normally be very relaxed on the road, but when you're out on snowshoes, it's going to feel more like a tempo or workout effort. So if you're a fanatic about pace, you might want to go ahead and just cover up that watch, because once you get out on the snow, pace really means nothing, especially because it's so dependent on what the snow conditions are like. If you're on icy, cold snow, you'll tend to run a little bit faster. If you're on fresh powder, cutting new trail, then your paces are going to reflect the difficulty of the conditions, and it's going to be quite a bit slower. And then if you're on snow that's been melted and refrozen and melted again by the sun, then it's going to be like running through mashed potatoes with a tennis racket strapped to your foot. My rule of thumb is to cover your watch, forget about pace, and focus on perceived effort. Snowshoe running is a winter sport, so chances are it's going to be cold. Your effort is a lot higher, so you're going to want to dress as if you're going out for a tempo run on a winter morning or a workout. You're definitely going to be working hard and sweating, so you want to dress accordingly. A few of the things I'm a fan of are these wool socks, which are also made in Vermont by Darn Tough. Another great option is a water repellent vest or jacket, something that's going to allow the snow to kind of slide off the back instead of clumping up and getting you even more wet than you already are. You'll also want a great pair of winter running tights. These tights from Skirt Sports are some of my favorite because they have a wind and water resistant panel in the front, but also in the back. When you're kicking up all that snow, helps you have a warm butt. And you want to keep that butt warm with a pair of merino wool undies underneath. So now that you know the basics, let's talk about where you're going to find your next race. You can head to the U.S. Snowshoe Association website, which is snowshoeracing.com, where you'll find a searchable map with races all over the country. The standard distance for the national championships is about a 10K, although you can find ultra snowshoe races, marathons, half marathons, all over the country. The most important thing to remember if you get out on snowshoes this winter is to have fun.